I'm excited to have this video because this will be the memory that is left of all of this trial and error from learning how to knit. Hi, welcome back. My name is Bethany. I am from the US, but I currently live in Poland. We just survived the European heat wave, so it was a very hot weekend. And it finally rained last night. There was a thunderstorm, and you can see this table is a little bit wet, but I have a dry cushion and some things to show you. So today I will be showing you some things that I made when I learned how to knit. I learned how to knit about 3 years ago. My sister taught me basic knit purl stitches when I moved to Poland. We lived in Zakopane, Poland, which has a lot of sheep culture there. There were shepherds and sheep in the fields underneath the mountains from May to October, and they would make cheese and we could go buy the local cheese, and it was delicious. So I learned how to knit. I learned how to knit with the local wool from Polish mountain sheep and also Polish merino sheep. Unfortunately, the local spinning mill shut down about 2 years ago now. They had been in operation for about 40 years, so they started operating during communism, and then communism ended in 1989, and they had been running for the last 40 years and then finally decided to shut their doors, and I no longer have my source of Polish wool. So this is what I made when I was learning how to knit. Some of it's in the US, but I have a bag here that I'm gonna go through with you today. I'm gonna show you what I made and maybe some lessons that I learned while I was creating these things. So let's take a look. First thing, I have a bag of lavender packets. Lavender grows really well around here, and I had dried some lavender and then put it in these packets, and I actually sold some at my first market last summer. I'll have another market in the US this summer, and I hope to sell some more lavender packets. Alright, let's see what's else in here. Okay, this was my first headband I ever knit. I think it was the second thing I ever cast on. I knit it flat and then seamed up. Maybe I'll try it on. Okay, pretty thick, you know. It's pretty thin though in terms of the material. It's pretty tall in terms of the headband. I think I made one more of these and I gifted it to a local shepherd. So I might keep this one from nostalgia or unravel it. Let's put it in nostalgia pile for now. I'll see if I have another one. If not, I will keep it. If I do have another one, I will unravel it. Okay, next thing here, I went through a phase of trying to make fingerless gloves. This is the try on for you. Very simple, with just some ribbing on the top and the end. And then I remember I chain stitched around the thumb hole here just to make it a little bit more structured. So I actually enjoyed this, but I don't think I have a mate for this one. So I think I'll be unraveling this one to get some of that wool back. It's in the unravel pile. Next up, okay, the ends are not woven in, but I have another headband. This is Polish merino, and I was exploring with different stitches and also bind off. So here the bind off is quite tight, and then on the bottom, I don't know if you can see, it's quite stretchy. So I think I was practicing with different bind offs, and I will be unraveling this one. The fit's not bad, but the bind offs are not that great, so I will be unraveling this one. Next up, oh, okay, some more fingerless gloves. I'll do a try on. I can tell the bind off is pretty tight. Like I said, I was making things as I was learning. Oh, and you can see here, the bind off was so tight when I put it on. I think I ripped the yarn. I did a little bit of detailing on the ends here. I don't think I really like the way they look, but I was exploring, and the bind off is good around the fingers, but it's really tight around the wrists, so I will be unraveling this. It's a difficult word. Next up we have a hat here with the Polish merino, and I held one strand at a time. I did a folded brim, just one by one ribbing, but as you can see, the bind off is a little wonky. It's kind of got these little horn shapes here. The rooster next door is waking up. I'll take out my hair so I can try this on for you. Yeah, so I will be unraveling this. The fit is quite nice. It's quite soft and lightweight, but I do not like the little horns here. So I will be unraveling that, but I'm excited to have this video because this will be the memory that is left of all of this trial and error from learning how to knit. Next up, we have a hat. It's in the Polish mountain sheep yarn. It's undyed. The Polish sheep come in white, most popularly. Then there's a light gray, a dark gray, and then this dark black. And I was practicing with different brims here. It's hard to see, but I did just a row of purls here to have this brim more thick, and here I played around with doing 2 knits, 2 purls for the ribbing, and I was still practicing how to bind off, and ended up kind of creating this condom shape. So, you know, it fits pretty nice. It's lightweight, but I don't like how I decrease, so I will be unraveling this. Next up we have another hat. This one's in the dark gray from the Polish mountain sheep, and you can see my fingers coming through. So I was still practicing how to decrease. Oh my gosh, that's quite a nice hole. And I was still practicing with trying to figure out a good brim. And I'll try it on, but oh, the brim didn't fold very nicely. I will definitely be unraveling this. Got an umbilical cord. Alright, goodbye hat. Next up we have a scarf. And this I actually made with the, I think it's called the Centro knitting machine, that circular plastic knitting machine that you can make for easy hats or tube tops or something like that. And I got one because I was like, oh, that's interesting. I see some people making things with that. But since I was exclusively only working with Polish wool, which is 100% wool, it's quite stiff. And when I was cranking the Centro knitting machine, I found that the tension was too high in the wool and it would kind of get stuck or snap. So I didn't make too much with that, and I do not have that to this day. So I'll try this scarf on, but I made it with the Centro knitting machine. And honestly, like, it doesn't look that bad, but I made it with the Polish mountain sheep wool, which is quite rustic, and I can feel that it's itching my neck. So I will be unraveling. It's a weird word. I will be unraveling this one, or maybe I'll felt it. I could felt it and try and make a vest with it, maybe. I think I'll put this in a felt pile, and I'll keep you posted on how that goes, because the material is nice. It's just a lot of knit stitches, but it's quite itchy, so I think I'll put that in the felt pile. Next up, we have this hat here, and I was practicing with gauge, and honestly it was fun to experiment. I learned a lot, and I think this gauge is way too big. Yes, the brim you can see is huge. What a look. Yeah, so I will definitely be unraveling this, but I learned, you know, what not to do for some gauge. Next up we have another hat here. That's my lovely little nubbin bind off, and it looks a little small. Yes, I made it way too short. I bound off way too soon, and I will be unraveling this, but you know, it doesn't look too bad, but I think it's a little short. It's not going to be functional in colder weather because it does not cover my ears at all. It would only be a fashion choice, but it's not my favorite, so I will be unraveling this. Next up, oh, my neighbor makes these little lavender dolls. So this is lavender in here, and this is a little doll that she makes. So I kept it in there to keep the bugs away, hopefully. Next up, I think we're almost done. I've got this headband here, and from what I can tell, I think the gauge is too large, but yes, you can see how stretchy that is. So I was playing around with gauge, and definitely too large. I had made a double knit headband, so I did on the inside just some knit stitches, and then I picked up stitches on the edge of that and knit another panel, and then bound those two off together. I will be unraveling this. Next up we have another hat here, and this is the Polish Mountain Sheep yarn. Still practicing with binding off. It was quite pointy at the top, and I like more of a rounded top. Also played around with that sort of, you know, purl stitches here for that double brim. I will try it on. This will be to unravel. Next up, we have a bag. Oh. So this, okay, we've got an I-cord here and some sort of garment I was trying to make. Oh my god. And you put it here. It's gonna be like an apron, and you could tie this around here. This is the Polish merino, and it's quite soft, and I was playing around with texture, but I think I will be unraveling this, or maybe I'll try and make it into something else. I don't know. It was fun to play around the texture. It's a little stiff for a garment. So I think I will try to recreate this into something else. If you have any ideas of, you know, what I could do with this fabric, whether it be make it into a bag or a pillow, or maybe continue with the vest but just finish it, let me know your thoughts on this one. Next up, oh, we've got my bag of scraps here. This is a bunch of scraps that I'm saving. I don't like to get rid of anything, but I have a bunch of scraps, and I'm thinking of possibly investing in some sort of spinning wheel to see if I can make my own yarn. So I've got this here. I'm in between getting a drop spindle because that's pretty affordable, but I have also seen those electric ones. They're pretty expensive, but they are pretty portable. I live at my husband's parents right now, so investing in an actual large spinning wheel is not really realistic. But if you have any thoughts on beginner spinning wheels, let me know. Okay, last up we have a side pocket here. Oh, we found my little swatch selection here. So this is just a bunch of swatches. This is a long felted swatch here that I tried to hand felt, and it made a very soft material. And then I've got some more swatches from the Polish Merino. I think this is Polish Merino held double, and then I played around with mosaic knitting here, and this was a swatch. And I had the idea to keep some swatches and make a swatch shirt. And so it would just be this large sweatshirt-like garment, but made of all these different little swatches. I don't know, what's your thought on that? But I thought it would be a nice way to hold on to these little swatches of fabric and make a swatch shirt. Because the mill is shut down, I no longer have an ability to access this Polish wool, so I don't really need to remember this swatch gauge for any reason, so I thought it could be fun to make the little swatch shirt at some point. And that is it for now. Thanks for watching, and it's been a pleasure to share these things with you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!